For your safety, emergency exits are identified with illuminated exit signs. Exits from the arena are located at all four corners of the main floor level. This facility is equipped with a fire alarm system. In the event of fire alarm system activation, all occupants must immediately leave the building by way of the closest emergency exit. Once outside, please move away from the arena so that emergency vehicles can safely and quickly make access. Do not re-enter the building until told by JMU police or fire department personnel.
Shenandoah, which lasts 2 minutes and 30 seconds, or we can stop now, whatever you want. I have 9:59.
Yeah, but stop.
Stop? Okay, no Shenandoah.
Because it'll be more than longer than a minute.
Yeah, it'll be 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, it's 10 now.
Here, look. Go ahead. 10 a.m.
Oh, raise the pump. It is always.
Welcome to the 2024 Winter Commencement Ceremony. At this time, I would like to introduce the undergraduate and graduate candidates for the class of 2024. Will those candidates for the master's degrees please rise and remain standing as you are able? Will the undergraduate candidates from the College of Arts and Letters please rise and remain standing as you are able? Will the undergraduate candidates from the College of Business please rise and remain standing as you are able? Will the undergraduate candidates from the College of Education, University Studies, and the School of Professional and Continuing Education, please rise and remain standing as you are able. Will the undergraduate candidates from the College of Health and Behavioral Studies please rise and remain standing as you are able? Will the undergraduate candidates from the College of Integrated Science and Engineering please rise and remain standing as you are able? Will the undergraduate candidates from the College of Science and Mathematics please rise and remain standing as you are able? Will the undergraduate candidates from the College of Visual and Performing Arts please rise and remain standing as you are able? Will the audience please stand to recognize the doctoral candidates, faculty, and the platform party, and remain standing for the national anthem as you are able.
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. Welcome to James Madison University. I am Mary Lou Johnson, Professor Emerita of Media Arts and Design in the College of Arts and Letters. I will be your Master of Ceremonies today. Good morning to our graduates, families and friends, faculty and administrators, members of the Board of Visitors, and all of you who are here to celebrate the achievements of the class of 2024. Please join me in thanking Sydney Merle for that wonderful rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. Sydney is a graduate student pursuing a master's degree in music performance. We would also like to thank the Mr. Jefferson's Bones for providing us with music for the prelude and processional. The musicians are Andy Langford, Tom McKenzie, Robert Mott, and Kyle Remnant. We want to make this a comfortable and safe environment today, so I would like to make a few announcements before we continue with the program. I ask that members of the audience please turn off cell phones, beepers, and such during the ceremony. The first aid station is located on the main concourse. Please ask one of our ushers if you need assistance. Restrooms are located on the main concourse. The concession stands located on the main concourse will have beverages and snacks for sale. The stands will remain open during the ceremony. No smoking is allowed in the Atlantic Union Bank Center, including e-cigarettes. For the benefit of the graduates and their families, the university has a professional photographer who will be taking pictures of each graduate. You will be contacted by the photographer regarding the purchase of these photos. Thus, we ask that family and friends remain in your seats during the ceremony. I would like to recognize those people who play a key role at James Madison University. Please hold your response until everyone has been introduced. Please stand as I call your name. First, I would like to recognize Charles King, Interim President of James Madison University. Sherry King, First Lady. The Honorable Jason Miyares, Attorney General of Virginia and Commencement Speaker. Bob Colvord, Interim Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs. Suzanne Obenshane, Rector of the Board of Visitors. The Honorable Dickie Bell, Board of Visitors Member. Larry Caudle Jr., Board of Visitors Member. Terry Edwards, Vice Rector of the Board of Visitors. Tom Galati, Board of Visitors Member. Kathy Ott Walter, Faculty Representative to the Board of Visitors. Steve Smith, Board of Visitors Member. Sydney Stafford, Student Representative to the Board of Visitors. and Nikki Thacker, Board of Visitors member. Thank you. You may be seated. I would also like to recognize the senior leadership team and senior academic administrators. Malika Carter-Hoyt, Vice President for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. David Kirkpatrick, Vice President and Chief of Staff, Office of the President. Nick Langridge, Vice President for University Advancement. Tim Miller, Vice President for Student Affairs. Tawana Moore, Vice President for Administration and Finance. Matt Rohn, Director of Athletics. Anthony Tongan, Vice President for Research, Economic Development, and Innovation. Melinda Wood, Vice President for Enrollment Management. Bethany Blackstone, Dean of the Honors College. Rudy Molina, Vice Provost for Student Academic Success. Bethany Novisky, Dean of Libraries. Elizabeth Old-Mixon, Vice Provost for Faculty Affairs and Curriculum. And Melanie Schaffner, Faculty Marshal and Professor in Middle, Secondary, and Mathematics Education. Thank you. You may be seated. Others seated on the platform include Mike Beesing, Dean of the College of Business. Ruben Graziani, Dean of the College of Visual and Performing Arts. Mark L'Esperance, Dean of the College of Education. Fletcher Linder, Dean of University Studies. Sharon Lovell, Dean of the College of Health and Behavioral Studies. Sam Prinz, Dean of the College of Science and Mathematics. Nick Swartz, Dean of the School of Professional and Continuing Education. Jeff Tang, Interim Dean of the College of Integrated Science and Engineering. Linda Thomas, Dean of the Graduate School. And Tracy Zimmerman, Interim Dean of the College of Arts and Letters. Thank you. You may all be seated. Would the faculty present today please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Please be seated. I now call on President King, who will deliver greetings.
Well, good morning. Welcome to James Madison University's 2024 Winter Commencement. Congratulations to all of you. You have worked hard, and it is a privilege for me to be here with you today. Several months ago, I stood in this exact same spot to welcome our incoming freshmen and transfer students. I shared with them some personal wisdom on how to make the most of their time here at JMU. I reminded them of some important things like go to class, openly communicate with your roommates, get to know your professors, be a good friend, and more. Some of you may think that these do not apply to you anymore, but with a few tweaks, I believe you may feel differently about my advice. Like, get to work on time, communicate openly with your colleagues, get to know your boss, and be a good friend. You have grown personally, academically, and professionally during your time here. I am confident you are ready to take on the next chapter of your lives. And just like I did for our incoming freshmen and transfer students, let me share some advice with you before you go. As you begin your careers, attend graduate school, or explore other opportunities, remain engaged, find your passions, and pursue them. Work hard at what you do and work ahead when you can. Build relationships and make connections with others. Be sure to seek out people that will be mentors along the way. Offer yourself as a mentor as well. You are at a place in life where you have wisdom that can benefit others. Along the way, build bridges across divides. Here at JMU, you have been equipped with the skills to discuss differences and to become engaged citizens in your local community. You are what our country needs today. So be the change in the world and in your community. Perhaps most importantly, remember to thank those who supported you on this journey. Let's take a moment to thank those that are here for you today, family members, friends, and mentors who have supported you throughout your time at JMU. Graduates, let's give them a round of applause. Your success gives them a reason to celebrate, and I know you share this moment with them as well. Finally, when you leave today, know that even though you may go far, you will always be a Duke. We look forward to welcoming you back at homecoming, football games, alumni events, or perhaps years from now when you bring your own children to attend JMU. You are a Duke for life. Congratulations to each and every one of you on this momentous occasion in your lives. I'm so proud of you. No matter where you go from here or where you choose to invest your life, there's one phrase that I hope you'll say often. And I'm confident you know what I'm about to say, so let's say it together. Go Dukes! All right, one more time now. Go Dukes! Congratulations to the class of 2024. It is now my distinct honor to introduce the commencement speaker, Virginia Attorney General Jason Mirares. Jason was in the same place you were when he graduated with a Bachelor of Business Administration from JMU in 1998. He was an exceptional member of the JMU community, being recognized with the JMU Emerging Leader Award along with the Phillips Wade Hall Memorial Scholarship. In November of 2021, Jason Mirares was elected the 48th Attorney General of Virginia. This made Jason the first JMU alum to hold statewide office. Now, let me repeat that. This made Jason the first JMU alum to hold statewide office. As Attorney General, Jason has been focused on improving public safety, strengthening economic growth, combating the deadly impact of opioids, and protecting Virginians from corporate misconduct. He is the first Hispanic American to be elected to a statewide office in Virginia and the first child of an immigrant to be Attorney General. We're very proud that Jason is a Duke. Please join me in welcoming Virginia Attorney General and my friend, Jason Mirares, to the podium.
Good afternoon. You know, when President King called me and invited me to come speak, he said, "Mr. Attorney General, do you believe in free speech?" I said, "Well, of course I do." He said, "Well, congratulations, you're going to give one." So here I am. It is amazing, truly an amazing circle of life moment for me to be here. I want to thank President Charlie King for his fantastic leadership. I want to thank the members of the Board of Visitors who do so much work. They accepted being a Board of Visitors, not realizing it's like a full-time job and they don't get paid for it. But you do such incredible work. I want to thank the faculty, what I learned from you, those from the business school. I'm sorry that I was a business graduate and then decided the world needed another lawyer. Apologies to the political science professors and faculties. I'm sorry that I graduated just a few credits short of being a poli-sci minor, but I learned so much from you at Burrs Hall. Listen, this is an amazing day for you, sitting in your cap and gown at this moment of reflection of what brought you here today. And it's time to note, to thank what brought you here today. And I know all of you will want to thank at some point today Starbucks, Red Bull, Google, and ChatGPT for bringing you here at your graduation ceremony. But in seriousness, I was where you were, sitting with a cap and gown, reflecting on my time at JMU, showing up as an 18-year-old kid at the Village. Anybody lived in the Village their freshman year? I lived in Huffman Hall on the second floor, lived on the quad in Wampler Hall. So many great memories. Worked my way through JMU. We didn't had D Hall back then, and I worked at PC Dukes. I remember Sunday night was the closing shift in the kitchen. I was charged of cleaning out the grease pots, and my roommates complained they could always smell me before they saw me. But I was so excited because I had a job paying me $4.75 an hour, about 50 cents more than the minimum wage. But I learned even from there the importance of hard work. Now, you all are here today, presumably, whether you are graduating with a business degree, ISAT, a degree in government or history or nursing, whether you're receiving a BA, BS, BBA, MBA, or a master's. The fact is, you're here and you're expected to garner some wisdom from me, which is a bit scary, because technically, I'm both a lawyer and a politician, the two least popular professions in all of America. So this is a bit intimidating, but I will definitely try. First of all, I love the fact that JMU's earnest desire is attached to their slogan for your future, which is be the change. Be the change in your community, in your hometown, and indeed the world. But to be the change means you have to have certain pillars that you can stand upon for your success. JMU's desire, my desire, is that no matter what field you enter into, you do indeed become a leader. Of course, the Latin root for education is ex ducere, which literally means to lead. And believe it or not, this is where we get the word Duke. So not only have you received here at James Madison University an education worthy of the name, but your very presence here as Dukes, as leaders, and with that name should always go with a small reminder, as well as my own, that you are indeed a James Madison Duke ready to lead. But to be the change has to understand that now you are in some ways entering adulthood, balancing the things that matter, balancing the internal versus the temporal. And this will apply to any profession that you enter into, whether you're a graduate today at 22 or 72. My hope is you'll recognize that the pillars of success to build upon, the change that we need in the world, has to be dependent upon your faith, whatever your faith tradition may be, your family, and your friends. All of these pillars resting upon this idea of gratitude. I love this time of year, this end of the year when we both get to reflect back on the year that was and the years that came before. And no matter what your faith tradition, in November, in the Hindu faith tradition, they celebrated Diwali, which was a festival celebrating light conquering darkness. If you're of the Jewish tradition, it's Hanukkah in December, of a light that cannot be extinguished. If you're of the Christian tradition, as I am, it's that remarkable moment in which a baby's cry sounded like a symphony in heaven and indicated that God had not given up on man. Your faith means that you have the security to tackle any challenge. And I want you to take you back to a Virginia of yesteryear, a very, very different Virginia, a Virginia in 1951, and to a small town in Farmville, when one of the most remarkable Virginians that ever lived was motivated by her faith to be the change and change the world. Her name was Barbara Johns. And every day, Barbara passed by a brand new, beautiful school in her hometown of Farmville that was barred to her, simply because of who she was, because she was African American. And she left and passed that school and went to a segregated school that was in such a poor state of repair that every time it rained, she had to bring an umbrella. She experienced this indignity every day because she lived in a society that did not respect her dignity and who she was. And she decided to do something about it. This remarkable 16 young girl got up in a student assembly and said, if you're tired of this, if you're tired of this injustice, please leave school now and march with me to the superintendent's office to demand change. She got up in front of the entire school at age 16 in the segregated South because she believed, as she later noted in Proverbs 29, without vision, the people will perish. Barbara provided that vision. To give you perspective, this was 4 years before Rosa Parks, 9 years before the Greensboro Four, 12 years before Dr. King's speech that altered the course of American history. And then entering this stage was one of my legal heroes, another Virginian, by the name of Oliver Hill with the NAACP. He took up Barbara's case pro bono on this condition. He told her, I will take up your case, Barbara, not to build you a better school, but to actually seek through the courts to end the entire system of segregation, even if we have to take it to the Supreme Court. Now, some of you all may know the name of this case. It's called Brown versus Board of Education. Yes, it merged with a case from Topeka, Kansas, but so many Americans, even Virginians, do not realize that over 75% of the plaintiffs in this case were actually these Virginians, led by a 16-year-old girl who stood up and did the right thing. And this year is the 70th anniversary of that remarkable case and the story of Barbara Johns, who is indeed guided by her faith that changed the world. It also means when you build your pillars of success, that the place where you place your faith in life will be critical. Because if you anchor your hope simply in the world, you too often will be disappointed. Because ultimately our world too often preaches hope in the material, inconspicuous consumption, celebrity for celebrity's sake. Society preaches us to love things and to use people, when the reality is we should love people and use things. Success for success' sake is simply a dead-end street. Pastor Tim Keller once gave a remarkable sermon where he reflected on a news article, an op-ed written by Cynthia Heimel on the emptiness of success just for success' sakes. Cynthia Heimel wrote for the Village Voice for New York City, and she got to know so many famous actors before they became famous, while they were struggling in New York, before they ever became famous and had their names in lights. She realized that she saw firsthand so many people that were always chasing that elusive it. And this is what she wrote in the Village Voice so many years ago, but I think it is so relevant today. This is what she wrote. I pity celebrities. No, I really do. Sylvester Stallone, Bruce Willis, and Barbara Streisand, they were once perfectly pleasant human beings, but now their wrath is awful. I think that when God wants to play a really written, practical joke on you, he grants you your deepest wish and laughs merrily when you realize you actually now want to hurt yourself. You see, Sly, Bruce, and Barbara, what they wanted above all else was fame. They worked, they pushed, and then finally the morning after each of them became famous, they actually wanted to take an overdose because that giant thing they were striving for, that fame thing that was going to make their lives better and bearable, that was going to provide them with personal fulfillment and happiness, had happened. And yet, they were still them. This disillusionment has turned them howling and insufferable. Wow, what words. But there is some truth to this statement, other than I don't obviously believe God plays tricks on us, but there are so many voices we hear in our society, on media and social media, begging us to go down this road that oftentimes can lead to a dead end, where we forget what really, really matters in our lives. And if you think about it, on paper, you're a unique generation in American history. On paper, you should be the happiest generation in American history. You're the most highly educated generation America has ever seen. You have the most financial security of any generation that America has ever seen. Yet, we have seen you also having the highest levels of anxiety and depression. I'm a firm believer that so much of what we're having in our society somewhat is a decoupling of purpose and a decoupling of connection. 50% of Americans no longer know the name of their neighbor, and they replace personal connections with pixels on a screen. It's also us losing this sense that every person we meet has such amazing, amazing value. One of the articles of my faith is a Latin term, imago Dei. I'm not smart enough to speak Latin, but I know what it means. It simply means image of God. It means every person that we ever meet on this planet, no matter who you are, no matter what station you find yourself in life, has amazing intrinsic value. The fact of the matter is, you exist, and it is so good that you exist. And now you get to make the decision every day to make this world more gentle, more excellent, and more civilized. That is on you and the choices we make. Once you realize the value of your fellow man, it means helping individuals exactly where they are. Whether you're going into counseling and helping those that are the victims of human trafficking, or those dealing with depression and addiction, or you're going into law to protect those with rights that have no rights, or your future business owners, giving people the dignity of work and a career to provide for a family. It means loving people in their individual capacity exactly where they are. It also means for you to be the change JMU aspires you to be. Pillar number 2 means you should never, ever, ever sacrifice your family. I can tell you, no matter what I do in my career as Attorney General, either in the Virginia House or as an attorney, I will never, ever, ever be compared to the joy I have to the incredible title of being a father. It is by far and away the most important title of my life. The joy I have in my career is nothing compared to the joy I have of being a father. My career is like a candle next to the sun, and your family, no matter what career you choose, will anchor you almost as much as your faith as you go through the turbulence of life. And so now I ask all the graduates to do something. I'm going to give you special dispensation. Please take out your cell phones right now, and I want you to text someone that was part of the reason why you're here today. I just want you to text them, thank you, and I love you. It may not mean much to you, it will mean the world to them. I remember I got married in law school, and my father-in-law telling me upon graduation, I'm so proud of the fact that my daughter married somebody that's unemployed and has student loan debt. So I think he was joking. But please, please remember today, remember those that got you here. And then finally, I want to talk to you about one of the other pillars of success, which is your friends. You cannot be the leader JMU aspires you to be without friendship. You cannot choose your family, but you can choose your friends. C.S. Lewis noted that friendship is born at that moment where one person says to another, "What? You too? I thought I was the only one." Your friends simply can speak truth to you in your life in some of those most important moments that not even your family can. I remember distinctly right before I was going to be sworn in as Attorney General, a conversation I had with one of my closest friends in the world that went to JMU with me. He said, "Listen, I know you're taking on a new role with more responsibilities, and with that comes a lot more public attention and public criticism." He said, "I want to pass this on to you. Never, ever, ever let compliments go to your head or insults go to your heart." That paused me in my tracks, and I literally wrote it down on a notepad that I keep next to my desk in Richmond. And that can apply to any profession you ever go into. Never, ever let compliments go to your head or insults go to your heart. I'm reminded of that every time I read something I don't enjoy reading in the Washington Post. Because friends indeed can speak such profound truths with you that will resonate with your very soul. I remember another dear JMU friend of mine told me that one of the big challenges we have in our lives in this modern American society that goes so fast is trying to separate the difference between fun versus happiness. Fun may be binge watching 8 hours of Netflix or scrolling through social media, but if your entire focus of your life is simply having fun and just leisure, that actually will not lead to long-term happiness. Hard work, ironically, will always lead, almost inevitably, to long-term happiness. Being a father is hard work. It's the most satisfying thing I've ever had in my life. Having a great marriage is hard work, but it's one of the most satisfying things, amazing things I've ever experienced. Running for and serving as Attorney General is indeed hard work, but it's the most satisfying job I've ever done. Always remember that. Hard work, whether it's perfecting a craft, a musical instrument, protecting whatever your job, oftentimes, so often will lead to long-term happiness. So of these pillars of faith and family and friends, I do think it is so important that it rests upon the very foundation of gratitude. I tell my daughters all the time that gratitude is the most underrated of all human traits. Ingratitude is perhaps the ugliest, but gratitude is the most underrated. Now, as I mentioned when I were introduced about a little bit about my background, I travel around the state of Virginia a lot, and I get asked sometimes, what kind of name is Miares anyway? And I like to say, well, it's Southern. It's Deep South. But the reality is that if you look right now as our graduates, and sometimes it takes the perspective of someone whose family came to this country with nothing to have that unique perspective of what you have. But I want all of our graduates to ponder this right now. Wherever you're sitting right now, at this very moment, there are millions upon millions upon millions of other individuals that are just as smart as you, just as talented as you, with just as many dreams, hopes, and desires. And they wish that they could be where you are. They would tie inner tubes together and cross a shark-infested waterway. They would cling to the side of an airplane. They would crawl over broken glass to be seated exactly where you're seated right now. I've said before that what separates us from so many people that woke up this morning on this planet is this: the knock on the door. When you hear that, your heart doesn't race. You don't think anything of it. In my case, it's probably my dog got out or my kid orders something from Amazon Prime that they weren't supposed to. But for so many people who woke up this morning on this planet, when they hear this, it means something very, very different. It means someone's there to take them away. Maybe they worship God in a manner they disagreed with, or they spoke out for human rights, human dignity. That simple knock separates how you live your life between so many people who live their lives. We think the way we live in this country is normal. It is abnormal. It is unique. My mother, Miriam Miarez, heard that knock in Cuba in April 1961 during the Bay of Pigs invasion, when Castro's security forces went to her home and showed up in the middle of the night, arrested her brother right in front of her without warning, took him to an empty baseball stadium, Angel Miarez, where he suffered the humiliation of a mock execution. My mother fled Cuba with nothing. Why did she come here? What was so unique about this country? She first went to Spain. Culturally, it was a much easier fit because she was desperate to live in a society that recognized she had certain rights that cannot be taken from her. Margaret Thatcher said that in Europe, all the countries emerged out of history, but America is the only country to emerge out of a philosophy. Or as G.K. Chesterton noted, America is the only country in the history of the world to be founded on a creed. What is that creed? I think the American that best encapsulated it was Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, where he said, "Those rights laid out in our Declaration of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." Dr. King referred to that as the promissory note made to every American, past, present, and future. And he was there to collect on that promissory note. Thank God that he did. Who wrote the promissory note? It was a quiet, unassuming Virginian from Charlottesville who was not a great speaker, but he was a brilliant thinker. And ultimately, he wrote the birth certificate for a nation. His name was Mr. Jefferson. He had a friend, small man in stature, but an incredible mind, who would later take those principles laid out in the Declaration and brought forth the most remarkable governing document in all of world history, the United States Constitution with our Bill of Rights. The first constitution that actually limited what government could do to you, and it literally changed the world. Mr. Jefferson wrote the birth certificate for a nation, but it was Mr. Madison, the father of that first written constitution, that changed the world. 99% of every human being that has ever lived on planet Earth did not have the ability of casting a ballot for its leaders. 99% of every human being that has ever lived on this planet did not have freedom of speech or freedom of religion, did not have the right to own property. This is what I call the American miracle. The Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights is a special gift to a free people, an inspiration, because ultimately in this country, we did it different. America is not so much as a place as it is an idea. We are now entering a stage where so many people in your generation candidly are questioning who we are as a people. They say only about a third of young people, 18 to 29, have a love of country. That breaks my heart. There's a saying in Oregon, you don't know how tall a tree is until after it's been cut down. I pray they never say that about our country. Plato once noted the two most important questions for a civilization is this: who teaches the children, and what do they teach them? We have obviously so many times in our country not lived up to our ideals. But the question I always ask people is, when you look at this country, the question you have to ask is this: compared to what? If you compare us to perfection, we have failed so many times in our country. But if you compare us to every other country, we have given more second chances to more people than any country that has ever existed in the history of the world. One of my earliest memories was teaching my mother the Pledge of Allegiance for coming in our kitchen. And she needed to learn it for her naturalization ceremony. And to this day, whenever I get to speak, and I spoke one in Harrisonburg in February, the federal courthouse, I get to look at that group of new Americans filled with such gratitude and say, welcome home. For those of you who doubt that, who think that America is not unique, you can go on YouTube later today and you could type in the opening ceremony of the Summer Olympics. I grew up in the 80s. I've always loved the Summer Olympics. I love to see what the host country likes to show off. And I love the opening ceremony with all the countries walked in. And if you know how it works, it starts off with Greece. They were the first country. And then it goes in alphabetical order: Albania, Botswana, Croatia. And then you get to that amazing moment where they announce us, the delegation from the United States of America. Over 100 countries walk into that stadium. But then you notice there's something different. Out of 119 countries, we're the only one in which our delegation actually looks like the entire world. Every race, every color, every creed. It's that great visual reminder of who we are as a people. My mother fled communist Cuba, penniless and homeless, not knowing where she was going to get her next meal in the fall of 1965. Yet almost 50 years to the day she left that country with no consent of the governed, she was able to go into a voting booth and get a ballot with my name on it, and was able to vote for me to represent her in the oldest democracy in the Western Hemisphere, the Virginia General Assembly. The American miracle is indeed. Recognize that we are, at our core, a good and decent people. It's easy to pay attention to what's happening in a political season and think we have so much that divides us. The reality, we do so much great and good for each other. There's not a country on the planet that does the amount of volunteer hours as Americans. There's not a country on the planet that gives the amount of money to charity, either per capita or total, as American. It is hardwired in who we are. I'm on the road a lot. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I remember listening to an Indian American who was sharing about how excited he was to bring his parents over for the first time to visit him. And he's picking them up in the airport, and he was really wondering, what's gonna really blow them away about America? He thought maybe it'd be our shopping centers or our grocery stores, and he picked them up, and they get on the road, and they passed one of those Adopt a Highway signs. So you all know what I'm talking about? Have you seen those? Yeah. For a local Rotary Club. His mom and dad immediately called that out. Who owns the highway? What do you mean? Well, somebody adopted the highway. How do you adopt a highway? No, they don't own the highway. Or they get to charge us a toll? No, they don't. Well, what is that? Well, it's the local Rotary Club. You know, they go out on about 2 Saturdays a month. They go out for about a 2 or 3 mile stretch on their day off from work, and they'll pick up trash on the side of the road, and his parents are really confused. Wait, do they get a tax break for this? No. Do they get paid for this? No. His parents asked him, why in the world would they do this? And their son paused and thought and said, it's because they're Americans. They see there's a problem, and they run and they go fix it. Though I am reminded of what Winston Churchill said, Americans will always do the right thing after they've exhausted all of their options. I'm reminded of what an Italian immigrant noted the first time they ever laid eyes on the Statue of Liberty. This is the greatest light the world has ever seen since the Star of Bethlehem. Ronald Reagan made this observation. He said this: of all the countries in the world, the United States is the only country in which our national anthem actually ends with a question. Are we still the land of the free and the home of the brave? It's my question that it has to be answered by every generation of American. My hope is that to the graduates of James Madison University, you'll be the change to preserve this American miracle, and that the answer will always be yes. In your Convocation Center program on page 3, It says that every year, JMU sends out agents of liberty out to be the change in the world. I love that phrase, agents of liberty. So I will end these remarks with what I said near the beginning. I was once sitting exactly where you are at JMU, and it truly remains a place so close to my heart. The place I showed up as a pretty scared 18-year-old kid and left it as an adult. It's a place where I learned to give my heart and have my heart broken. It's where I learned the value of friendship. And one of life's most precious gifts is to be there for a friend, sometimes just to listen. It's a place where I learn from this extraordinary faculty here, for so many of those that I interacted with every day. Enjoy this day, because the vast majority of you will move away, you'll start careers and families, and yet you will return. You'll see a fall day on the quad, a sunset resting in the Shenandoah Valley. You'll walk along the same pathways you used to rush along as a student, and you realize indeed here, at this place, at James Madison University, it will always be home, and you will pause and smile. Thank you to the families, the wives, the mothers and fathers and siblings who stood by each one of these graduates during so many long nights, during finals week, providing the love and support your loved ones so desperately needed to become on this next step of their life, of their career. And hopefully, each of you will be those agents of liberty to contribute what President Lincoln called the last best hope on earth. Thank you for being that last best hope. God bless you all.
Thank you, Attorney General Miyares. I now call on Kathy Ott Walter, Speaker of the Faculty Senate and Associate Professor of Health Sciences, who will endorse the candidates for graduation on behalf of the faculty.
Thank you. The faculty of James Madison University is pleased to endorse the candidacy of these members of the class of 2024 for the doctoral, master's, and bachelor's degrees. On behalf of the faculty, I request Provost Covord to present the candidates to President King for conferring their degrees. Congratulations.
It is a long-standing academic tradition to hood doctoral recipients. The color of the hood is unique to each institution, and in the case of JMU, it's purple and gold. The doctoral degree represents the highest level of achievement awarded by the university. Will the candidates for doctoral degrees please rise as you are able? President King, will you join me at the lectern? I am pleased to present the candidates for doctoral degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Virginia and the Board of Visitors of James Madison University, I now declare that you are graduates of James Madison University with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities afforded you under your degree, and as alumni of this university. Congratulations.
Will the graduates for the doctoral degrees please come forward? As I introduce the degree recipients for the doctoral degrees and their dissertation directors, the directors will hood the graduates. The degree recipient for the Doctor of Philosophy in Counseling and Supervision is Dr. Brian Timothy Lusk, dissertation director, Dr. Stephanie Crockett. Dissertation title, Unveiling Resilience, an exploration of relational cultural theory, prevalence factors, and EMDR's impact on injury and performance anxiety in collegiate student athletes. The degree recipients for the Doctor of Philosophy in Strategic Leadership Studies are Dr. Tiffany Asenath Marie Brutus, dissertation director, Dr. Adam Van Hove, dissertation title, Perceived Environmental Uncertainty Levels of NCAA Athletic Directors. Dr. Brooke Zahedi Graham, Dissertation Director, Dr. Adam Van Hove. Dissertation title, The Leadership Gender Gap, Gender Differences in Leadership Self-Efficacy and Motivation to Lead in Leadership Development. Dr. Marcus Christopher Hubbard, Dissertation Director, Dr. Adam Van Hove. Dissertation title, Reconsidering Glasser's Basic Needs in Lead Management Theory, testing the validity of the original basic needs, disentangling the power construct, and auditioning the inclusion of meaning and purpose. Dr. Trung Min Vu, Dissertation Director, Dr. Adam Van Hove. Dissertation title, The Impact of Transformational Leadership and Knowledge Sharing on Intention to Use Gamification in Teaching. The degree recipients for the Doctor of Nursing Practice are Dr. Megan Brooke Evans, DMP Project Team Chair, Dr. Erica Sawin. DMP Project title, Reducing No-Shows in a Behavioral Health Setting, a Program Evaluation. Dr. Timothy Ryan Ford, DNP Project Team Chair, Dr. Erica Lewis. DNP Project title, Naloxone Prescribing at Hospital Discharge, a Quality Improvement Initiative. Dr. Huma Moiz Nayani, DNP Project Team Chair, Dr. Erica Sawin. DNP Project title, Reduction of Seclusion and Restraint Among Children and Adolescents in an Inpatient Psychiatric Hospital, a Health Policy Analysis. Dr. Janine Marie Moss, DNP Project Team Chair, Dr. Erica Lewis. DNP Project title, Advanced Practice Clinician Outcomes, Pre-Post Implementation of an Advanced Practice Clinician Council. And finally, Dr. Laura Britton Stace, DNP Project Team Chair, Dr. Christine Argenbright. DNP Project title, Implementation of a Standardized Screening and Referral Process for Social Determinants of Health for families within 2 rural health clinics. Please be seated. Will the candidates for the master's degrees please rise as you are able? President King, it is my pleasure to present the master's degree candidates for the 2024 Winter Commencement. They have fulfilled all academic requirements, have been approved by the graduate faculty, and are entitled to receive the appropriate degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Virginia and the Board of Visitors of James Madison University, I now declare you are graduates of James Madison University with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities afforded you under your degree and as alumni of this university. Congratulations.
I ask that Linda Thomas, Dean of the Graduate School, please come to the podium to present the master's degree recipients.
Thank you. Graduate degrees being awarded today include the Master of Arts the Master of Arts in Teaching, the Master of Business Administration, the Master of Education, the Master of Music, the Master of Occupational Therapy, the Master of Physician Assistant Studies, the Master of Public Administration, the Master of Science, and the Master of Science in Education. Will the candidates for the master's degrees please come forward?
Catherine Ann Miller. Declan Ryan Wilkerson. Virginia Goddard Cook. Rachel Calistret Burden. Mason Pani Shu. McKenna Jill Lamandola. Caroline Elizabeth Leach. Ryan Michael Marsh. Brenda Mosqueda Hernandez. Kaylin Danielle Winters. Lindsay Andarakis. Max Joseph Browngold. Jacob A. Bird. J.W. Cannon. Eileen Cheng. Jessica Ann Morin Kakuza. Joseph Anthony DiCarlo II. Gianfranco Di Stefano. Tina Marie Ehlers. Ryan William Ferguson. Christine Mary Fry. Angela Irene Flannery Hazlett. Ryan Hopp. Eugenio Lagvasoren. Alexander Joseph Mendero. Brooke Mackenzie McClune. Lauren Catherine Miller. Samuel J. Meyer. Ann McDivick O'Donoghue. Leela Ogunmoyela. William Warren Pence. Michael Peterson. Heather Renee Rojas. Solman Sheikh. Christine Manuela Sisk. David William Sochlis. Wardell Jamal Smith. Cameron Taylor Strunk Hoover. James J. Sullivan. Julie Marie Summy. Zachary Townsend. Mark Daniel Vidal. Harsh Singh Virk. Brooke Talina White. Bradley Michael Yeager. Ashley Renee Henry. Mark Ellis Meredith. Tiffany Marie Clark. Isabel Dharma Cobb. Cedriana Lapria Willis. Bethany Marie Hyde Kraus. Melissa Estelle Fulcher. Madison Jade Gardenauer. Isabel Maria Glenn. Jacqueline Blake Goldsmith. Jennifer A. Hancock. Jennifer Nadine Harris. Natalie Jennings. Rebecca J. Lucas. Karen Elizabeth Maddox. Sophia Christine Picone. Mackenzie Kathleen Riddle. Alexandra Nicole Rose. Maria Alejandra Swalve. Laura Marie Walzer. Avery Elizabeth Pender. Erin Alexandra Bartel. Hannah Nicole Black. Jamie Caroline Bunn. Madison Keller Hess. Sarah Rose Davis. Cassie Lee Ellis. Natalie Irene Farnsworth. Emily Taylor Geideck. Natalie Ann Hardy. Sarah Frances House. Olivia Renee Hubschman. Zachary Douglas Jepson. Carter Elizabeth Jurgens. Samantha Catherine Kensky. Samantha Grace Lazarus. Miranda K. Reed. Alyssa Teal Richards. Anna Elizabeth Samuels. Rachel Rogoski Smoker. Madeline Stewart. Brenda Trang Tolentino. Isabella Asher Wessel. Emily Grace Yelanich. Ananda Rose Marie Ablack. Suyen Ballard. Madison Chapin. Michelle Deanne Chessuck. Kayla Futak. Megan Renee Howard. Brandon Hessian Lynn. Haley Mae Luce. Crystal Park. Poonam Shashikant Patel. Aisha Victoria Sami Paxman. Maite Michelle Velasquez Hernandez. Andrea Joan Winter. Michael Patrick Swierczynski. Isabella Jenna Bartoloni. Akila Kennereth Lambert. Luke Henry Leopold. Jacqueline Danessa Mayorga. Everett Cole McConville. Aaron Miller Rittenhouse. Crystal Nicole Rutherford. Elizabeth Ann Keller. Ricky Donald Goodwin Jr.
Please be seated. Continuing with the recognition of excellence, Graduates whose academic work has been at the highest level deserve special recognition. Students who have achieved a high level of academic excellence are awarded the Latin honors of summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. Honors students who undertook a program of independent studies and prepared an honors thesis requiring research in their academic major are also listed in your program as graduating with distinction. I would like to give all of these graduates the extra acclaim that they deserve, so I ask the honors students who are graduating with distinction to stand as you are able and be recognized by our applause. Well done. Please be seated. Will the candidates for the undergraduate degrees please rise as you are able? That's y'all. President King, it is my pleasure to present the undergraduate degree candidates for the 2024 Winter Commencement. They have fulfilled all academic requirements, have been approved by the faculty, and are entitled to receive the appropriate degrees.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Commonwealth of Virginia and the Board of Visitors of James Madison University, I now declare you are graduates of James Madison University with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities afforded you under your degree and as alumni of this university. Congratulations.
Graduates in the academic tradition, you may now turn your tassel from right to left. Congratulations, families and guests. Please join me in one more round of applause for our Winter 2024 graduates. Graduates, you may be seated. Each of the college deans will call their graduates for recognition.
Good morning. I am Tracy Zimmerman, Interim Dean of the College of Arts and Letters. Degrees being awarded today from the College of Arts and Letters include the Bachelor of Arts and the Bachelor of Science. Will the graduates from the College of Arts and Letters please come forward?
Omarion Xavier Dollison. Taji Hudson. Alisi Zeffirino Amaral. Riley Ann Blanton. Kelvin Darnell Braxton Jr. Caitlin Rose Klein. Matthew Gerard Coyley. Brendan Joseph Connell. Jason Orlando Cruz. Brenna Elise Curtis. Cameron Lindsay Dunbar. Conchetta Faith Esposito. Alyssa Dawn Gray. Hassan Nafis. Reed Ferguson Enge. Griffin Sean Gabriel Kennedy. Kyle Kushner. Spencer Michael Marcus. Roman Grant Million. Lily Paget Murphy. Noah Timothy Pohl. Ella Kate Palumbo. Jacia Elise Rosa Marie Pulley. Caroline Ashley Rosser. Ryan Philip Shetterly. Carter James Slifer. Nicholas Coleman Thornton. Rebecca Page Walton. Thomas James Watermullen. Megan Elise Worrell. Samantha Lee Johnson. Kelly Grace LeBou. Rachel Elizabeth Lowe. Brendan Michael McBride. Sophie Marie Picard. Erin Marie Samonti. Haley Morgan Smiley. Jordan Nicole Whitehead. Samuel Wells Bennett. Christopher David Bird. Sarah Kendall Bird. Jacob Timothy Carlo. Weston Duke Collop. Courtney Mariel Griffin. Tristan McKenna Ning. Richard Joseph Pepin Woods. Jennifer Irene Prescott. Aaron E. Smith. Corey Leanne Wares. Isaac Weissman. Alexia Hope Breeden. Delaney Rose Sheeran. Connor James Spada. Matthew John Tissell. Katarina Carvelli. Come on. Taylin Alexis Cochran. Mackenzie Marie Grider. Emma Grace Irvine. Madison Taylor Moore. Riley Pritchard. Chris Adam Rayleigh. Destiny Elizabeth Twyman. Catherine Michelle Umbenauer. Alexandra Valencia. Madeline Marie Warren. Braylon Green Wise. Abby Grace Anderson. Christian Lee Wellborn Andrews. Jaden Lee Boglin. Alexandra Jean Candelier. Philip Allen Carter. Sarah Michelle Crable. Danielle Michaela Ellsworth. Joel Matthew Froyen. Carla Elizabeth Hernandez. Marina McNiff Iannuzzi. William James Schuyler Lear. Anaesica Zamudio Lopez. Charlotte Anne-Marie Miller. Mike Mullen. Karen Tina Samba Muya. Riley Hope Shook. Kennedy Caden Isaful Vargo. Lainey Elizabeth Wayman. Jaden Lynn Wolf. Celeste Hernandez. Renato Francesco Roncal. Jemmy Zui Tran. Luke Richard Bush. Abigail Ann Cronin. Cheyenne Rose Perky. Gregory Ettore Cordasco. Nia Elizabeth Crockett. Noah Gregory Evans. Olivia Eileen Grindle. Emma Marie Kehan. Kaylee Virginia Nicely, Ryan Nicholas Kroger, Kaylee Reagan McNellis, Jared Moorman, Colton James Reese, John P. Rutkowski, Tristan Dean Sherman, Nicholas John Slovak, Patricia Anna Becker, Andrew Peter Bono, Jerry Nicole Botkin, Hallelujah Daniel, Kayla Grace Dixon, Sean Anthony Doors, Emma Elizabeth Haffer, Andrew Hawkins, Jacob Thomas Hitt, William Lynn Morgan, Aiden Rafferty, Caitlin Page Showalter, Ibrahim Azad, Audra Elise Farrington, Haley Erica Fink, Casey Vinaya Hariprasad, Avery Nicole Smith, Jackson Thomas Snow, Regina Marie Allen, Raul Delos Reyes Arminio Jr., Samantha Kathleen Blanks, Stephanie Beat Bloom, Gina Nicole Burge, Benjamin Corrigan, Emma Grace Davis, Sarah Catherine Klevenhagen, Margaret Lily Robinson, Nia Annelle Rucker, Emma Grace Swain, Spencer Lawrence Aitken, Michael Del Percio, Sarah Ann Gordon, Henry Harrison Woodley,
I'm Michael Biesing, Dean of the College of Business. Degrees being awarded today from the College of Business include the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Business Administration, and the Bachelor of Science. Will the degree recipients from the College of Business please come forward?
Gregory Michael Bartol, Daniel Lee Buddington, Moaz Chowdhury, Billy James Crichton, Nicole Ann Dean, Sarah Danielle DeLucia, William Edward Diedrichson II, Kian Patrick Doyle, Cody Brian Estes, Luke Frederick Farber, Joseph Leo Famia, Julia Scott Frazier, Amy Christine Fries, Hermione Grace Going, Gabriel Christopher Gonzalez, Grayson Michael Harold, Tyler Harris, Dylan O'Neill Herring, Luke Stanton Fisher, Zachary Hoyt, Neil Patrick Hunter, Madeline Nicole Kessler, Joel James McLean Jr., Shreya Mehta, Tyler Gabriel Negron, Lillian Iris Nicholson, Reed Carter Nichols. Christian Thomas Peterson. Kyle Robert Portell. Kyle Franklin Showalter. Sydney Marie Stallard. Adriana Renee Thomas. Colin Francis Tonry. Connor James Waterman. Matthew Elijah Weaver. Hunter Jacob Weiss. Maddie Askarov. Julia Catherine Breen. Max Joseph Burkhart. Taylor Klabowski. Nicholas H. Conway. Elijah Joel Dale. Amelia Rose Coppinger Danahy. Lance Braden De Jong. Christian Anthony De Cesare. Amr El-Situi. Joan Sebastian Fierro Albino. Nicholas Stephan Gonzalez. Dylan Anthony Grady. Brian Henry Jackson. Colton Lee Johnson. Matthew Adam Carl. Ella Rose Ledsome. Carlton Garrett Liverman. Brendan Scott Lobring. Thomas Mercer Love. Brooke Elizabeth Marquette. Garrett Nicholas Nelson. Michael O'Halloran Jr. Erin Nicole Pettingill. Nicholas Edrin Rivera. Jacob Dylan Silverman. Andrew Richard Smith. Cameron Ali Talubi. Miette Veldman. Caroline Elaine Woodmansey. Trevor Richard Yergi. Ethan Neil Almeida. Bilal Ashif. Hayden Nicholas Bacco. Savannah Vittoria DiCola. Ethan Riley Fannin. Madeline Camille Foley. Kevin Bernard Forst. Austin Lee. Jace Edward Lem. Jackson Bentley Madison. Justin Caldwell McGlade. Masha Veronica Scher. Mason Lee Sheets. Franz S. Threet II. Gabriel Ronan Wright. Brandon J. Clissold. Kevin T. Dugbarty. Gustavo Gutierrez Ariano. Joseph Daniel Harrington. Jenny Lynn. Ryan James Margatak. Caitlin Marie Morrow. Logan William Marty. Russell Cronin McCauley. Gerald Duffy McGee. Benjamin Britt Miller. Devin Barber Patrica. Jack Bridgers Pija. Olivia Grace Pekarski. Robert Thomas Peary. Mason Robert Rio. Gustavo Andre Rubio. Kate Elizabeth Skinner. Rohan Tiwari. Joshua Ransom Welch. Robert Amurio, Nathaniel Wesley Anderson, Jacob Cole Bogger, Alexander Aloysius Biro III, Brent Robert Bilas, Madison Ann Blandford, Aaron Christopher Winder, Peyton Andrew Wassam, Kevin Patrick Scanlon, Margaret Elizabeth Pullen, Evan Matthew Parr, Kenley Scott Morris, Frederick Rhodes McDavid, Morgan Elizabeth Maxwell, Maverick Michael Lowndes, Samuel Lee, Caden Michael Lee, Alexander Javik, Joseph Richard Holinka IV, Oscar Ferdinand Hendel III, Reed Nicholas Gallant, Robert Thomas Bowman, Sean Patrick Bonner, Daniel Bruce Collins, Rachel Jordan DeCina, Zach Evans, Thomas Kingsley Forchus, Mackenzie Lee Gilkison, Carson Patrick Jernigan, Evelyn Tess Joyner, Lily Jane Mammon, Catherine Ann Manico, Jack Taylor McGee, Alexander Gerald McMillan, Victoria Nicoletta Milianis, Malia Camille Nealon, James Carnes Norris, Claire Morale O'Hanlon, Maggie May Prime, Ariana Sarah Reyes, Vinnie Nguyen Tran, John Henry Wayner Jr., Jonathan Artiega, McKenna Shane Hollinger, Yanis Leyland Vegas, Corinne Marie Adams, Samantha Kathleen Barnett, Abby Marie Cook, Tyler Francis Esterly, Victor Andrew Hartley, Gabby Mabale, Sarah Catherine Niedringhaus, Samantha Rose Salvamini, Rachel Nicole Smith, Samuel Vankasteren Tankard Jr., Ryan Basiki One-Day, Noha Wasfi, Dimitri Alexander J. Turner, Dustin Quinn Beggs, Madison B. Borkowski, Kyle Adams Ward Cullen, Jason Kyle Daly, Dylan Michael Doyle, Nicholas John Famularo, Connor Michael Ferreras, John Charles Graber, Ryan Michael Lipionka, Marquand Giovanni Miller, Liliana Jace Payne, Corey Andre Peters Jr., Parker Mason Richard, Isaiah Alden Roberts, Lauren Christine Robinson, Xander Orion Shalademan, Andrew Ethan Sikora, Thomas Francis Shara. Colby Austin Smith. Liam Garrett Strauss. James Bard Sullinger III. Christian Alexander Wicks. Kyle Nicholas Bain. Alexander Robert Barles.
My name is Mark Lesperance, and I serve as the Dean of the College of Education. The degree being awarded today from the college is the Bachelor of Science. Will the graduates from the College of Education please come forward?
Anna James Abercrombie. Xavier Malik Adkins. Caroline Conchetta Alexander. Lauren Elizabeth Anderson. Anthony Mario Angelo. Brittany Ann Burgos. Brady Gray Callahan. Eileen Yeyoung Choi. Emma Ann Davies. Brian Patrick Dubilier. Hannah Covington Duffy. Megan Jane Johnson Forloins. Ashley James Gill. Adrian Lee Hamlin. Elena K. Herr. Allison Gwynn Howard. Kendall Brooke Jones. Madeline Jane Kressler. Caitlin Alexis Mensch. Macy Caroline Nash. Ruth Frances Patterson. Leslie Elizabeth Robertson. Hannah Renee Sparrow. Gabriella Anastasia Triana Stapleton. Bonnie Lee Wilson. Isabella Grace Capriati. Luke Davidson Henkel. Shelby Raven Horton. Cameron Gerard Stewart. Sydney Olivia Sutton. Carolina Vasquez.
Good morning. My name is Nick Swartz, and I serve as the Dean of the School of Professional and Continuing Education, and today I am also representing University Studies. The degrees being awarded today from these areas are the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Individualized Study, and the Bachelor of Science. Will the graduates from the School of Professional and Continuing Education and University Studies please come forward?
Andrew Seth Arnold. Moyed Ashwani. Amber Dawn Barton. Lydia Grace Bach. Melissa Helen Bowl. Sarissa Bailey Bryant. Alexis Dantzler. Marina Al-Sisi. Saba Iftikhar Fatmi. Joanne Carol Fuller. Sai Gandhi. Christopher Gordon. Jacinia Auxiliadora Guerra. Shannon Jacobs. Joanna Catherine Jadamski. Reagan Abby Kiley. Samantha Martell Lejeune. John Pierce Lemunyon. Miriam Ashraf Elisal. Marco James Seberg. Megan Shea Weaver. Casey Starr Klein. Patty Long. William Hunter McCrae. Paula Gutierrez Mercado. Angela Marie Michael. David Patrick Miller. Dylan Reed Montgomery. Michelle Consuelo Palma Zometa. Laura Michelle Roan. Amanda Renee Seward. Nita Sharma. Carrie Ann Shiflett. Jeffrey Terrence Shinneman. Brantley Dean Soma. R. Denise Threet. Amanda Paulette Van. Brady Cooper Velez. Amber Gail Weaver Shiflett.
I am Sharon Lovell, Dean of the College of Health and Behavioral Studies. Degrees being awarded today from the College of Health and Behavioral Studies include the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Science, the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, and the Bachelor of Social Work. Will graduates from the College of Health and Behavioral Studies please come forward?
Jordan Elizabeth Bridges. Gwendolyn Nicole Cobbs. Jade Madison Matthews. Tessa May Nove. Stephanie Helen Owen. Alexa Christine Spain. Madison Elaine Taylor. Kylie Ann Tubner. Zadie Joan Michaela Zane Gray. Joy Albert Beckett Youssef. Erica Bayless Trinery. Brian Andrew Wachter. Abigail Madison Alexander. Yvette Christina Alfaro. McKinley Grace Lockhart Bierlin. Megan Elizabeth Braun. Jaden Olivia Clemmer. Holly Xiao I. Cunningham. Leah Bouchard Daly. Sophia Marie Day. Lauren Kate Ebby. Brooke Ann Edwards. Hayden Andrew Firebaugh. Bryce Alexander France. Dakota James Gillum. Addie Grace Hahn. Hannah Nicole Haas. Jordan Madison Henkel. Madison Victoria Henson. Emma Howell. Caitlin Nicole Jarrett. Ryan Michael Johnson. Madison Barbara Hunt Jones. Connor Blake Kennedy. Ali Kajavi. Megan Eleanor Knight. Vijay Krishnan. Holly Elizabeth Lagos. Allison Lynette Lane. Catherine Marie Levy. Jennifer Lobo Funez. Corinne Elizabeth Lugent. Peyton Miranda Mannix. Sarah Alexandra McFadden. Valeria Raquel Medina. Kimberly Montano Arias. Adrian Enrique Moreno. Brooke Ryan Newton, Gage Parsons, Alyssa Marie Patterson, Anna Renee Pester, Cameron Shea Prunty, Carson Elizabeth Rust, Glenique Sandiford, Natalie Elizabeth Sandridge, Sarah Shamsjay, Mackenzie Nicole Shepard, Neve Elizabeth Sherry, Caitlin Rebecca Staringer, Julie Christine Surrett, Landon Alyssa Tomlin, Alyssa Knop Tron, Faith Gabrielle Walthall, Evan Christopher Warner, Lydia Claire Williams, Zane Michael Wise, Alexis Marie Woodard, Jared Cooper Wright, Afrina Porhabibi Zarandi, Avery Madison Zimmerman, Hanya Abbas, Alexa Boulay Barefoot, Piper Lane Doyle, Jacqueline Dua, Thomas Joseph Kaminsky IV, Lindsay Ann McCarran, Emma Marilise Mihawk, Elena Suhakikian, Shannon Schuyler Thompson, Charles Wesley Castle, Haley Allison Chufo, Kimberly Ann Dishman, Ashley Grace Dubziniak, Sydney Carter Fuller, Ian Graham, Kobe Green, Ashley Nicole Hegwald, Peyton Savannah Jones, Anise Michael Jurej, Kristen Rose Waltman, Michael Patrick Gonzella, Sophia Maria Lombardozzi, Parker Cassidy Morrison, Marco Stepanovich, Charles Asher Strine, Alexis Marie Vanderlinden, Emily Grace Wilhelm, Brian Thomas Zimmerman, Aaron Page Adcock, Haley Michelle Anders, Brooke Rose Andrus, Ariana Cambray Bayless, Jordan Blair Barnes, Riley Elizabeth Beekler, Madeline Page Baucus, Katie Eileen Bromley, Jessica Cabral Broyles, Alicinia Michelle Butler, Abigail Leland Matthews, Isabel Sierra Matthews Posthumous, Evelyn Grace Chittum, Rachel Abigail Clark, Shelby Lauren Cleo, Lauren Anna Coffey, Lauren Jane Crick Coffey, Emma Marie Colton, Myra Giselle Correa Berumen, Megan Faith Kresge, Corinne Elizabeth Daly, Avery Aldrich Dawson, Christina Marie Yume Decanter, Laura Marie Dweeb, Jessica Lane DeHigh, Annalie Rose Delgado, Emily Marie Deskin, Laura Ann DiMartino, Madison Danielle Feeney, Julie Ann Fenns, Grace Wells Gerard, Samrawit Goshime, Colleen Elizabeth Gray, Tristan Hall, Taylor Elizabeth Hamilton, Gracelyn Elizabeth Joy Hamlet, Morgan Elizabeth Hanna, Nicole Brooke Harlow, Caitlin Marie Harris, Elizabeth Susan Higginbotham, Alyssa Nicole Hoggett, Luke Tobias Hubbard, Emily Jewel Jones, Marianne Lynette King, Madison Suzanne Koch, Olivia Kate Ladehoff, Abigail Irene Laughlin, Amanda Brooke Logel, Kendall Lauren Manning, Alexandria Grace Marty, Rachel Erin Mayberry, Erica Renee McGee, Madeline Erin McGrath, Emily McMail, Kaylee Elizabeth Metter, Courtney Ann Mincarini, Savannah Ray Merrill, Madeline May Moniak, Caroline Sarah Morell, Kara Elise Morris, Emma Clark Morrison, Jordan Michelle Mumford, Anna Sylvia Mummert, Irene Doris Narlis, Rebecca Jolene Negron Damsky, Riley Bridget Knuckles, Jordan Italia Ostrander, Caitlin Page, Alyssa Renee Pennington, Naelis Pluma Ferrer, Courtney Brooke Cottrell, Katie Ann Pullen, Anna Elizabeth Rankin, Anna Serene Rappels, Isabel Lee Riley, Lydia Catherine Rogers, Elizabeth Ann Rowe, Michaela Brooke Runyon, Tatiana Sanchez Aguilar, Emma Taylor Schofer, Kaylee Nicole Schoolfield, Mary Claire Schreier, Ann Langston Cease, Lauren Nicole Sharkey, Joe Singh Shergill, Annika Raj Singh, Quentin Lee Smith, Elizabeth Cameron Spory, Emma Caitlin Strohecker, Catherine Patricia Grace Taylor, Elisa Marie Turman, Julia Elizabeth Thatcher, Catherine Brooke Thomas, Madison Christine Understall, Abigail Louise Valentine, Sitlali Edith Vasquez, Charlotte Wilder, Molly Patricia Woods, Siane Facile Zaude, Elizabeth Carlisle Allison, Kendall Marie Ann, Kathleen Ashley Arenas Diaz, Sophia Elizabeth Barudi, Mary Virginia Berger, Jenna Lucille Bishon. Vanessa Giovanna Bonanno. Annalise Serena Law Brun. Alyssa Jade Bustamante. Destiny Lynn Campbell. Kendall Carnegie. Alondra Samantha Castro Santiago. Miranda Kirkland Copland. Olivia Ann Dorley. Garrett Mason Frascati. Elise Alexandra Gavin. Andrew Frederick Hecker. Elizabeth Grace Henshaw. Samantha Austin Horgan. Rachel Margaret Johnson. Madison Delana Joy. Allison Jane Keach. Isabel Maria Kent. Reagan Elise Kidd. Madeline Kim. Coy King. Christina Mary Consolas. Kayla Marie McCabe. Bryce Kanoa Nishi. Dylan Amory Nutter. Yasmin Renee Ohanyan. Michaela Nicole Oliveira. Mary Aisha Osazuwa. Ashley Elizabeth Otis. Megan Lee Owings. Harper Ansley Peterson. Taylor Lynn Rathke. Madison Grace Rauchs. Leah Mae Robinson. Caitlin Marie Rose. Gabrielle Delaney Scarborough. Christiana Alexandra Shepard. Jasper Gregory Smallfelt. Sierra Elizabeth Smith. Jessica Alicia Soto. Courtney Jade Spinelli. Hannah Way Stork. Celote Gaetonet Tesfaye. Megan Amber Whitley. Christian Alexandra Williams. Haley Morgan Williams. Elizabeth Rebecca Woolard. Tyler Ashton Brandt. Caroline Dolan Janowska. Robin Rebecca Schuan Levy. Julia Rose Milady. Ashley Marie Martin. Elizabeth Blair Miller. Kensley Grace Myers. Neil Snyder. Chloe Elena Unger. Alexis Jean Williams Guido. Marsalis Xavier Leckie. Madeline Carol Morrow. Jackson Boyd Hotchkiss. Andrea Lauren Bell.
Good morning, I'm Jeff Tang, Interim Dean of the College of Integrated Science and Engineering. The degree being awarded today from the college is the Bachelor of Science. Will the graduates from the College of Integrated Science and Engineering please come forward?
James Maxwell Adams. Dylan Alexander Etchison. Aiden Christopher Beck. Justin Bryan. Nicholas Zachary Burinuk. Samari Elise Butts. Erin Christine Crowley. Jonah Paul Giblin. Colin Lawless Johnson Gregory. Julian Armando Guerrero. Danielle Elizabeth Hammer. Caleb Daniel James. Gillian Marie Kelly. Matthew Gregory McBride. Zane Alexander Metz. Nicholas Ryan Miller. Abdullah Ubed Muhammad Ali. Christopher Austin Perdue. Xavier Emmanuel Reardon. Muhammad Ibrahim Kawaja. Leah Alfred Steinke. Ryan Scott Thornton. Kyle Toe. Aiden Garrett Trimmer. Riley Hamilton Vance. Charles Rupert Virag. Ryan Mitchell West. Bryson Troy Nuftel. Catherine Marie Pataco. Caitlin Colleen Williams. Bryce Andrew Downer. Cassandra Lynn Duncan. Lucy Griffith. Theo Ernst Hookmuth. Hillary Hazel Love. Casey Elizabeth Pavey. Harrison Tyler Porter. Danielle Nicole Tormey. Atticus Frederick Widener. Brandon Nathaniel Bohannick. Wesley Thomas Portlock. Andrew Richard Willis. William Philip Montgomery. Rachel Elizabeth Van Landingham. Kiki Ann Young. Andrew Cole Britland. Soren Besor Scott. Anthony Joseph Zampino.
Hello, I am Sam Print, and I serve as the Dean of the College of Science and Mathematics. The degree being awarded today from the college is the Bachelor of Science. Would the graduates from the College of Science and Mathematics please come forward?
Victoria Noel Andrews. Genevieve Kanadu Animadu. Rebecca Nicole Marie Ashley. Madeline Sarah Barlas. Brittany Catherine Beals. Emily Hazel Bowling. Precious Dinta Brempong. Georgia Claire Koos. Trey Cox. Kylie Shea Davis. Leah Elaine Dobson. Olivia Caitlin Haught. Brianne Marie Januszewski. Jessica Lee. Sophia Vinyer Lindauer. Madeline Gray Littman. Raymond Donal Martin. Erica Elizabeth Miller. Thomas Craig Moore. Adrian Fabrizio Pardo. Emma Faustina Privatera. Madison Victoria Pulley. Angeline Chanel Magaling San Miguel. Matthew Joel Thompson. George Michael Ushak. Kelly Lynn. Amelia Ann Davis. James Lee Hollett. Patrick Thomas Randolph. Nolan Ryan Brian Williamson. Sydney Maxwell Sneed. Mitchell Ryan Gelband. Alexander Stephan Wonder. Emma Jean Sadovi. Carter Michael Daniels. Samuel Jordan Ventura. Noah Christopher Liffert. Delaney Margaret Munson.
Good morning. My name is Ruben Graciani, and it's my honor to serve as the Dean of the College of Visual and Performing Arts. The degrees being awarded from the College of Visual and Performing Arts include the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Fine Arts, the Bachelor of Music, and the Bachelor of Science. Will the graduates from the College of Visual and Performing Arts please come forward?
Alex Nathan Aschenbrenner. Deanna Alexandra Bach. Olivia Ellen Foreman. Madison Taylor Fountain. Julia Bethany Kohler. Kristen Hope Lyons. Danielle Sky Marco. Prusha Norley. Yasmin Renee Ohanian. Gabrielle Elizabeth Schofield. Allison Harper Shockley. Lily Jane Mammon. Tylea Renee Moore Bennett. Caitlin Colleen Williams. Carrie Elizabeth Chambers. Isabella Marie Swatosh. Noah John Weiberg. Jaime Josue Diaz. Zachary Richard Whitehead. Sophia Jasmine Castro. Logan Arnold Davis. Logan Dean Hans. Carter Jarrett Linnask. Brianna Nicole Polk. Erica Joy Taylor. Benjamin Daniel Wagner. George Douglas Wichard. Olivia Marie Hollowell. Catherine Elizabeth Hayes.
Families and guests, let's give one more round of applause for all of our 2024 winter graduates.
Following the alma mater, we ask that the audience remain standing for the recessional of the faculty and the platform party as you are able. We ask that you meet your graduates outside of the Atlantic Union Bank Center on the Alumni Plaza. The alma mater, which was written by the late JMU faculty member, Dr. James R. Riley, will be led by Sydney Merle. Please stand for the alma mater and remain standing for the recessional as you are able.
Madison.